Hey guys, Total Control 871. How's everybody doing tonight on this election eve? I know I'm just on I'm on pins and needles. I'm waiting with bated breath. I'm watching both Virginia and New Jersey. Of course, I selfishly want the win for New Jersey. Um, Although I do also understand that Virginia, if I've got things right, I'm not a political strategist. I'm not really up to snuff on political science, but I believe Virginia plays a much more pivotal role in electing a president. And of course, we'll be able to get DeSantis into office. If we can't have both, you know, then obviously the Virginia win. And I know that spells a lot of doom for me, knowing what we know about Murphy and how he is staging up his draconian tyranny to shove Mark of the Beast passports to usher them in. I just came across this little tidbit from CBS Philly. This is a short snippet. I already just a short snippet, and it made me chuckle. It made me laugh. Hopefully, it'll make you laugh. Hopefully, it'll wake you up. But let's watch.
Team coverage of today's election. Joe Holden is following one of the most watched races in Philadelphia. But first, Matt Petrillo was in Cherry Hill on the hotly contested battle in the race for governor. Matt?
Yuki, we are at the Kingsway Church here in Cherry Hill, which is today a polling place. Take a look at this sign. It says vote this way. So we're going to follow that and bring you inside to show you those voting booths. You know, it looks a little quiet right now, but all day we've been seeing a steady stream of voters here today. Poll workers tell us turnout is actually really good, a lot higher than it was this time 4 years ago. And earlier today, the incumbent Democratic Governor Phil Murphy kicked off his election day tour of the Garden State right here in Cherry Hill.
Let's give it up for our governor, Phil Murphy!
Governor Phil Murphy greeted a fired-up crowd of supporters this morning outside the Camden County Democratic Committee headquarters.
What was that I heard? Phil Murphy created a fired up rally? Ooh, I don't know. You tell me. Do any of these people look terribly fired up to you? I mean, what's the name? I know. We all know classical music from cartoons, and we don't know the names of the pieces. And this, if I had to set a musical score to this drab, gray, communist, enslaved party, it would be something like, how does it go? Ooh, the the suffering, you know, the suffering music from cartoons. Yes. I mean, at best, we've got a couple of polite applause. We got this gentleman back here. It's like, dude, it's like if I could caption the picture, it'd be like, dude, why did I vote for you? Are you gonna do something, man? you know? Um, Jokes aside, these people look absolutely just miserable. I don't blame them. Seriously, jokes aside, you've got a governor who's hell-bent on shoving experimental compounds into your body routinely. Let's not lose sight of that. Okay? I believe the Daily Mail, the Daily Mail reported a few days ago that the CDC is now reporting. Like I said, this isn't coming from crazy dark webs or nothing like that. The Daily Mail is reporting that the CDC is already starting talks of shot number 4. You know, I take no delight and no pleasure in saying it, but I told you so. We told you so. You know, we, the so-called conspiracy theorists, we, the independent journalists who are all forced off of mainstream platforms into places like BitChute, Rumble, Library, Odyssey. We told you so. These poor blokes, I really do feel sorry for them. I mean, all the way here in the back, I mean, nobody, absolutely nobody is feeling Phil Murphy. And you know who else isn't feeling Phil Murphy a whole hell of a lot? Phil Murphy. Look at that face. Look at the people around him. Oh my God. It's supposed to be a rally. Phil, I get it. I've got you on freeze frame. But dude, you look miserable. The people around you look miserable. Come on, I'll set you into motion because I don't want to be characterized as misconstruing. Nobody at this rally looks happy to be here. Let's give it another look, shall we?
Day tour of the Garden State right here in Cherry Hill.
Let's give it up for our governor, Phil Murphy!
Governor Phil Murphy greeted a fired-up crowd of supporters this morning outside the Camden County Democratic Committee headquarters.
What a treat to be here this morning.
How you feeling today?
Listen, we take...
What a treat. Take off my glasses. What a treat to be here this morning. Sorry, it just didn't look like you were having much of a treat to me, Phil. There you are with your communist dictator, you know, in your black jacket. I swear to God, you look like a guardian from The Handmaid's Tale. Okay? Honestly, right now, do I want to go to that story? The Handmaid... I believe it's in Wisconsin. I might be wrong. That's why I should probably go to the story. But I think it's Wisconsin. They put it on their voting ballot whether or not to defund their police department. Yes, because that's where or Minneapolis. Is it Minneapolis, I think. Yes, Minneapolis. To put it on their ballot to defund the police. I believe this is George Floyd's where he was killed. Okay. So we can see how persons who are uninformed would be foolish enough to vote for such a thing. You know? Let's look at our voting machines. Today, when I cast my vote, that's something that I definitely pledge to do a bit more of. Learning your candidates. You get their junk mail. Okay, if you're getting their junk mail, well then why don't you actually research them, okay? Where do they stand on issues? It's why I didn't vote for my school board members, even though they're running unopposed. If they want to strengthen their election, their win, where do you stand on these things that have direct impact on citizen lives? Okay? Stop blind voting. Stop tribal voting. And that's a criticism for both parties. Okay? Don't just simply blindly vote. Know who you're voting for. Speaking of which, yeah, I'll finish my thought about the Minnesota defunding the police. It made my blood run cold when I read that article. I mean, literally, because in The Handmaid's Tale, don't know if you watch it or not, how they were able to gain control, how this cult was able to gain control, is because they didn't just simply come pouring out, kind of like a January a January 6th approach. They didn't just simply storm. No, 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 no. You know, very much indeed. That's why it cracks me up. It cracks me up that they all this infrastructure that took over, that's controlled by the Jewish oligarchy. I didn't get this at all. I think they even had at their colony, the work colony, they had a female rabbi perform a wedding and then a funeral. And stop, okay? The Jews would not fall into that kind of subjugation. No, no, no. They're going to be the ones that they own the courts, the real estate, the banks. We saw how our females, they try to do banking transactions, purchase things, points of sale. Everything is frozen up. Okay. That could, in the real world scenario, that couldn't happen without the Jewish oligarchy's seal of approval. Okay. And it made my blood run cold as I'm reading this very much indeed real world article about defunding the police. And hey, you're talking to a guy that has ample reason to hate the police, okay? But this is how, in our fictional story of Handmaid's Tale, that's how they took over. They purged the police, purged the military, purged the local governments, and then went from there. Remember, when they attacked the White House, Supreme Court, and Congress, that was their last chess move. That was their checkmate. Okay? That was their checkmate. That wasn't the beginning of their revolution. That was the end of it. Okay? That was their final move on the chessboard. Okay? So, you're talking about defunding the police. Do you understand? And they're going to put in, yes, a private security organization. You know, like our Guardian, huh? With their Guardian insignia, garbed in black. Okay, you'll have to excuse me if you think that I'm just some dude who can't disseminate between reality and fiction. I know what fiction is, but you have to be able to see how these works of fiction are slowly transmuting into reality, and it makes your blood run cold. Okay? These people are miserable. Okay? I'm sorry, I don't see anybody that's terribly happy. The crowd isn't terribly that big anyway. There's Phil again. I thought everything was, I mean, look at everybody in the background. My God, nobody is smiling. Nobody's happy. Nobody's cheering. I don't think there's any music. It's a suffer fest. Why are you supporting your dictator? Is it Stockholm Syndrome? That's what I think this is. This is a Stockholm rally. These people who are, where's he at? He got the token black guy with a big happy grin. There's Jack. Where's our black guy with the big happy grin?
Governor Phil Phil Murphy greeted a fired-up crowd of supporters this morning outside the Camden County Democratic Committee headquarters.
What a treat to be here this morning.
How you feeling today?
Listen, we take nothing for granted. It's hard not to look at this rally and feel really good. Vote Phil Murphy!
Murphy's supporters say his
Rally and feel really good. Vote Phil Murphy!
Did he say vote Phil Murphy or fuck Phil Murphy? I know. All right, yeah, you got two, Phil. I'll give you two. Out of your gathering there, you had two token black people. You know. Otherwise, this entire thing was just a sufferfest, as evidenced by your own face. An absolute sufferfest. You're trapped in your Stockholm Syndrome. Fictional storylines like The Handmaid's Tale is slowly transmuting into the truth. Your body isn't your own. This dictator wants to routinely shove experimental compounds into your body. And every last single adverse reaction will be called a pre-existing condition. Okay? Are you ready to die that kind of a slow death? Please go vote. Actually, it's 9:30 at night. The polls are closed. Or vote in the future. Become an active voter. Become an informed voter. Don't just blindly vote, and don't just vote tribally. What does my tribe say? What does my tribe vote as? Remember, not everybody's going to have your best interests, both in your party and out of your party. And believe me, I'll be keeping an eye on Jack. There are things that I could say about Italians. They do a lot of schmoozing, as the Jews would say. They're very big on... It just makes me feel uncomfortable when people, they want to, it makes me think you have an agenda, and it makes me think you have something to hide. When you constantly feel the need to put me at ease. Why are you so... Italians are known for that. Oh my God, come in, sit down. You want something? Get them something to eat. Get them something to drink. What do you need? Anything you want. And I get it. That's a mainstay staple of the Italian culture. When done for genuine purposes, it's actually a very beautiful trait of the Italian culture. Unfortunately, a lot of nefarious Italians will use it as a means of schmoozing to mind screw people into thinking that they are their best friend, and all the while they're plotting against them. I don't know what Jack really has in his mind. Like I say, it's not like we have a whole lot of options to work with, so I don't want you to think that I voted for Citarelli thinking that he's the end-all, be-all, and he's going to pull open the shirt and the S is going to be on the chest. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. I'll definitely hold his feet to the fire, ending the suffocator mandates, ending injection mandates, okay? I understand you got Biden. Do you see the way this communist, Gilead, our cult from Handmaid's Tale, do you see the way they interwove how they did things, where if the governor falls, then there's federal, and if the presidency falls, then we can got the governors in the local county district. You see what I'm saying? This is why I say we are edging dangerously close to a civil war. You are encroaching upon people's rights, sovereignty to their body. Of course, they're all going to say, as our Project Veritas insider, the advisor said, and they are killing, they're shit, their freedoms, their shit, while they're killing everybody. And of course, if that were true, then how come the state of Florida and Texas and Missouri and Ohio, let's not leave out Ohio. Ohio's governor is doing some really great things up there. Um, where are the bodies? Hmm? Shouldn't the bodies be stacked up curbside right about now? But they're not, are they? No, no. You see, it's been 2 years of your boom, doom, gloom, nihilistic, end of the world, sky is falling, straight to DEFCON 1. 2 years of this. Way of thinking, way of handling, way of responding. 2 years. None of it justified. Other than the fact that you should have dumped all that money, resources, you should have taken care of our seniors. That's what you should have done. Leaving them to the tender mercies of Filipinos and Haitians and white trailer trash, people who don't get, basically people of all races who are paid shit and don't give a fuck about our senior citizens. Okay? It's not a particular race. You don't take care of their hygiene and their medical care while charging each and every one practically the cost of a brand new car every fucking month. Thousands of dollars you charge to take care of them. Yet who ends up actually taking care of them? Bone Quisha, Tammy Lynn, okay, Consuela, all of these people who are being paid $10 an hour. Oh, excuse me, 15. Woo! We're up to 15 now. Woo! Whoop-de-doo. And our seniors are left to die festering in their own filth. You know who is getting rich, though? If I was a rich man, gimme money. Yes, of course, the Jews who own the fucking nursing homes. Once again, we see who's making off like a bandit, laughing all the way to the bank that other Jews own and control. I guess I'm but I guess, you know, that they're ready to put a tiki torch in my hand, huh? Okay, we already had the Youngkin, that fiasco, the staged fake Youngkin supporters. I guess you're ready to put a tiki torch in my hand next, huh? All while I'm supposed to just simply, nope, I don't see who owns the banking, controls it, and I'm sure it's just all a coincidence how the courts work with Congress, and it's all who control. I'm supposed to believe that this is all just a coincidence, huh? All just a coincidence. All right. I didn't want this to get this long. I'm gonna shut it off now. Jack, dude, you say you can fix it. You damn well better. Okay. You guys know I'm not a violent person, and believe me, I don't want this thing to turn violent. But we're seeing that the Supreme Court is refusing to hear any kind of cases that talk about bodily autonomy and civil rights, which is psychotic. How in the world could you not be? But hey, the power of the Jewish oligarchy is deep. That's how. You say how, well, that's how. Okay? I don't know. Who am I kidding? One Italian man is not going to be able to undo the Jewish oligarchy, and quite frankly, I don't think one white dude down in Florida is going to do it either. Is this thing going to end up becoming violent and bloody? I don't know. I'm going to do my part to keep it as civil as possible, but eventually, when you corner us into a corner, we are going to come out fighting, as is our constitutional rights. That's it for now, guys. Please watch. Please pray if you're a believer. Remember, your body is your own. Nobody has the right to tell you. Your medical records are private and protected. And no, a third party cannot force you to divulge them, despite what you may have been heard, what you may have been told, should I say. All right, guys, that's it for now. Stay faithful. Be ready to fight. I try not to get too biblical on this blog. But the Lord says, many are called, but few are chosen. And if I really just had to say, I get the eerie feeling God is walking around the armory right now, picking up various weapons, hefting them, tapping the thumb to the blade, which one is the sharpest. Or if not God, probably God gave the command to Michael, the archangel, start getting your armory in order. Yes, I guess that's my closing thought. Why do I have why do I have the most distinct and eerie feeling that God has given the order to Michael to start getting his armory in order? There's nothing holy or sanctified about me. I'm a rusted, busted, ugly battle axe. But damn it, I'm sharp. And I won't dull. And I am true. You know, when I used to attend church, as a backstory to it, and there was a preacher, and when they call people up for prayer and they go up and they kind of whisper in the preacher's ear as to, whatever their issue may be, and you would think that it would be a bit more private, but it's not a Catholic confessional or things like that. And I remember there was a couple of times where, the preacher would be like, or if he didn't stop the prayer line, but, it's like maybe in the next day's sermon or something, he would point out that, if you're going through, because people are wondering, why am I going through all this? Why am I suffering? Why is the Lord, is he forsaking me? And what the preacher pointed out was, if you were one of those church people, maybe you were just trying to be boisterous, wanting to be seen. In a lot of Pentecostal churches, they do shouting, and if you ever seen the Blues Brothers, Have You Seen the Light? That whole musical skit. It's not quite that intense, but along those lines. Basically, when you hear church parishioner, when they would get up and be like, "Oh, Lord Jesus," I say, "Lord, use me, Jesus, and the preacher, he would caution them, and he would remind them, be careful what you say to the Lord. Okay? Be careful with your language. Because if you're going to get up in church and profess that you are the battle axe that the Lord can use, okay, then don't cry foul when the Lord decides one day to take you up on your offer. So I don't sit there and shout out to the Lord, Lord, use me. I'm not ready to go off on some blazing jihad, like a Christian version of a jihad or whatever, or anything like that. Um, all I know is that if it comes down to it, and I find that I could not avoid but to be God's weapon, then so be it. Uh, I will strike true. You don't want to, but I'm not going to sit here and just simply erode constitutional rights that have been around for hundreds of years, where you no longer own your own body, all for some theoretical pandemic. Where right now we're at the phase of the scam where they're telling you the reason why you're not sick in the hospital is because you're taking vaccines, but for the past 2 years, we weren't in hospitals. We've seen the type of people who did end up in hospitals. And guess what? Despite your vaccine, those same type of people are still going to those hospitals. Using your numbers now, 350 in 2020 allegedly died from COVID. And in this year, as we close out 2021, 375. So that's 25,000 more allegedly dead from your COVID after a year of vaccination. Okay? And as I stated, the Daily Mail is saying that the CDC, they're ready for number 4, to pump you full of number 4. When is this shit supposed to actually work? Oh, well, it doesn't. And we see the walking back. The walking back, the Jedi mind trick. We never said that you'd never get it. Yes, actually, you did say that. Well, it's just to keep you out the hospital. Guess what? Woo, here I am 2 years later. I'm not in the hospital. Praise God. Praise God. Nobody's tomorrow is guaranteed. I do my best to keep myself in good health, as best health as possible. But people like this, they're all told that if they don't get these routine experimental injections, that they're going to die, despite the fact that they have been surviving just fine. Their children have been surviving just fine, but of course, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's more pseudoscience created. They create the science to support their agenda. We want this injectable compound in every juvenile, every infant eventually, despite the fact that we don't. Where is the pandemic? Where is your pandemic? Was it ever here? I never saw it. Don't make me go back into my gallery and show you once again the empty this and the empty, 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 empty. Empty lies. That was their so-called pandemic. Okay? They destroyed your business, destroyed the value of your currency, triggered inflation on an operatic scale. And this is why these faces look like this. This is what Murphy calls an enthusiastic rally. Here's this lady. She can't even be bothered to set her mug down. She's just kind of clapping against her thigh. Yay, Murphy, yay. Uh-huh. All right. So like I say, I'm not ready to stage up some sort of a Christian version of a jihad or anything like that, but and I'm not sitting here trying to say to God, Lord, use me. I'm not telling God to use me, but if he does go to use me, he knows that I will not waffle. I will not falter to the best of my abilities. If it means my death, then it means my death. All right, guys, we're heading into the holidays. I'll see if I can maybe put together, I want to put together some homeless content. It's been ages since I've done anything in the homeless sector. There's a lot there that I could talk about. All right, guys, be watchful. Please be an informed voter. That's my word to you today. Please be an informed voter and know that you have choice. And I hope you're understanding that if you don't comply, they will relent. Mark my words. If you don't comply, they will relent. If you don't take my word for it, go ask the truckers down in Australia. Yes, Australia, aka Gitmo 2.0. As severe as the lockdowns got down there, all of their truckers gave both middle fingers to their injection mandate, and all of a sudden, guess who backed down? Because it ain't just simply poor people stuff that's on those trucks. Everybody's stuff are on those trucks. Amazing the way the science will change when needed. All right, guys, I have talked too long. That's it for now. Total Control 871. Vote.